And welcome back. Last time we were told we need to break into Lana Lei's room, but first, we're just going to enjoy the amenities available. There's nothing like eating like a calorie mate inside of a jacuzzi.
Some people say that's what jacuzzis are made for.
Yeah, you have a snack. You watch the static on the TV.
I say they're wrong. Too many crumbs.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like the jacuzzi kind of cleans itself of the crumbs.
Yeah.
I thought you got a jacuzzi to clean it.
I mean, yeah.
Like, if you didn't want to clean it, you would put it inside, right?
I mean, you would also have to clean it. I feel like you still have to clean it when it's inside.
I don't know about that.
I thought
the inside is clean.
The guy we saw was gonna be like the guy from Metal Gear that's always taking a poop in every game.
Unfortunately, we don't have an equivalent of that guy. Because there's only one of these games. Also, I went to go look it up because the question got brought up in a previous video. It does turn out that most of the moves that Nina Williams uses in this are taken straight from Tekken fighting games.
I feel like it would be weird to not do that.
Just not her moves. She's using Brian Fury's moves.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that a number of the moves that aren't in like previous Tekken games eventually got put into her move pool.
Wait, so there is a big tank for the aquarium and now you're inside the aquarium?
Yeah, that's how you have to get in because the door's locked.
Man, person with all these golden coins, very clumsy.
Yeah. Also, it slowed the game down a lot, so glad we picked it up.
It's just someone who loves doing geocaching but is stuck on a cruise ship.
Right. It's like, I brought all these geocaching things, but I thought that the cruise ship was going to, like, stop in places, right? Like, we were going to go to Mexico or something. Turns out I just have to throw them around here.
Limited time geocaching.
Yeah. So the defibrillator is sort of like an extra life. So if you, like, die during combat, you can use it to resuscitate yourself. The issue is that you get scored at the end of the video game on how many continues you use, and so that will give you a continue, which gives you a lower score.
Right.
I love the image of Nina Williams getting murdered and responding by defibrillating herself.
Nina, if you find a room you can't enter, try using the stingray. The stingray should be able to give you access to some areas.
Like, instead of doing, like, the classic Tekken, like, holding my back animation, she just, like, grabs the defibrillator and pumps herself up. She's gonna finish that.
I mean, you've got it, right? It would just be rude not to.
I mean, at this point, she's deserved it. It's fine.
Yeah, she's been through a lot in the last couple of videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's been a tough 20 minutes so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Nina's got, like, wine mom energy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But so remember this as well. You saw we found an imprint of a unicorn with a sailboat. Now we've got a chimera. So just keep that in mind. We also have been introduced to multi-part fingerprints. So from the Champlain cast, we got part of a fingerprint, so we gotta find the rest of it. Otherwise, we can't continue in the video game.
Why not just have it be like, oh, well, this one is like, it's 5 fingerprints for the whole hand. Why not just do that instead?
I don't know. Seems hard. I mean, you find partial fingerprints on all kinds of stuff.
That is true. I'm always looking for fingerprints, and I'm always like, God damn it, just half.
Yeah.
Is that like a laptop prototype is specifically built for people with too much money? You know, like those phones that cost like $2,000 and are garbage, but they look very fakely expensive.
Yeah, I feel like that's maybe not necessarily a Tekken vibe, but it kind of feels like one, right? Like, it feels like the sort of thing that the Zaibatsu would be spending money on.
Yeah.
Like, at some point you don't know what to do with it. What, you're gonna buy more Tekken Force guys? No.
We already have, like, basically a Mount Rushmore on the top of the pool on our yacht. Come on.
So, as you can expect, we have to break into Lana Lei's room, but there's a passcode on it.
Thanks, Douglas Taggart.
So I went to go look up and see, like, is Douglas Taggart a guy who shows up in Tekken lore? And no. But I did search him, though. I found a result for someone who works at Lockheed Martin, so maybe it's basically the same thing.
Yeah,
Wow.
that sounds about right.
Yeah, it's a real-life cameo, like that one boss in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Douglas Taggart is very much a name that you notice out of the corner of your eye, but it sticks to you for years.
Right. Yeah, so you remember we got our drone. We have vents small enough to fit a drone.
I guess she was just keeping it on that strap.
Yeah. It also is just about the most uncomfortable flight sim you can imagine.
Nice. This is great.
Also, the color grading on it, I guess to make it seem like it's coming from a shitty drone camera, does not help very much.
You specifically have another drone to follow around this drone to give you camera footage.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of CRT effects on, like, a game that would have been played on a CRT regardless.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I feel as soon as, like, games got into 3D, game designers just got an obsession with the drone.
Yeah. You know, I feel like, you know, in 3D, once you have that ability to move in that space, you're just like, oh, well, everything's fucked. We're just going to keep doing that.
Yeah, we need drones now. We need them now. This is what the gamers demand. Millions of people are asking us, where are the drones?
That's right.
Like, as soon as we got, like, 2 degrees of freedom, like, these fuckers got drunk with power and were like, why not 6?
And then, you know, it turns out there were 360 degrees. Death by degrees. Tekken's Nina Williams in. Anyways, this is Lana Lei's room. It's pretty normal except for the head on her desk. We're not allowed to see it, though.
What?
I don't know if it belongs to a character.
That's fucked up. Well, no, look, the head's right there. It's like that white thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's Plato's actual head. Like, everyone has a bust of him. They have the actual head.
It
Oh
is
my
very
God.
old, that's why it looks like that.
Yeah.
If you shake it, you can hear some of the ideas. And he's like a magic 8-ball.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like a magic 8-ball. You shake it and it gives you a famous Plato quote. Like, please stop shaking me. And so with that, we finished Lana Lei's fingerprint, which gives us A3 access. We now have access to all of the locks on the boat. It's a spy suit for spies. And we get to change into it because we realize that, you know, we can't keep going around in a ruined dress.
Why would you make us... Oh, okay.
Welcome to a new enemy type. These are the Kung Fu guys.
Did you accidentally skip a cutscene?
No.
There was a second there where I was thinking, like, do they have flames on their shirts? Nah, I must have just seen wrong. No, those are absolutely flames on their fucking shirts.
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
flames, and no, we didn't skip a cutscene. That's just what happens when you exit the door that time.
That's sick.
These guys absolutely learned martial arts from Dragon Ball Z, and I'm
Absolutely.
into them.
Yeah, so these are Lana Lei's personal bodyguards, and the difference of them and the other ones is that they block a lot, and they have huge, like invincibility frames when they're doing their, like, kung fu moves.
Well, Kung
Cool.
Fu makes you invincible.
It's true. We also, by killing that final guy, got the ability to do 2 focus strikes in a row. So now when we go into focus mode, we can hit them in 2 points instead of 1 if they have enough HP to handle it.
God, what a TV. Hubba hubba. I'd love to play, I don't know, Ape Escape 2 on that thing.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's a nice gamer setup. On this cruise ship, someone's
Yeah.
living in the lap of luxury.
But it's like a CRT from the 2000s, so that bitch, like, heats up the room like everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
like, imagine the Smash tournaments.
Yeah, you know those, like, HD CRTs they were making for a while? It's definitely one of those where it's just like, oh, you will get a headache from radiation like 30 minutes into whatever you're playing.
If you press the DGOS button on this motherfucker, you will die.
Yeah.
But my apartment is the same way, where the best place for reception is the shower. I hate it. I have to
Right,
turn
and-
on the water to get my phone to work right, too.
Yeah.
It bounces
And you're like
around
making
the signal.
toast in there too.
Chirps, that big TV might kill you, but it is also the only way you can read the text in Dead Rising 1.
It's true.
Only if you have the correct cables, though.
This was actually bought for that explicit purpose.
Why would you make, like, a spy suit that changes colors, like, depending on the angle? It seems like it's just asking for people to look at you more.
That's like a chameleon. So the reason we ran all the way back here is because after we get all of the fingerprints for Lana Lei, this guy spawns, and we get to steal his fingerprint.
But you don't need any more fingerprints, do you?
We do, for other reasons. Like, it's not just that we get access codes from them.
It's fun.
Yeah, first of all, it's fun, right? The game wants you to collect them. And second of all, we will eventually be able to use them to gain access to additional features.
Okay. It's a currency.
Yeah. You're basically selling identities online. It's like the black market.
To be a man entirely spawned into this world for my credentials to be abused.
What a dream.
I do like that this spy suit has, like, high heels built into it.
Yeah. Well, that's how you know it's a spy suit for women and not men. Well, it would be embarrassing if she was wearing a man's
Like
spy
if-
suit.
If John Doe was using this, you would think he is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. If this was a male spy suit, they would be Crocs instead.
God, that'd be cool. And then you could go around and instead of collecting like fingerprints or whatever, you could collect like those little like pins that you put into the croc holes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, they're called gibbets.
Are they?
Yes.
Okay, wow. I learned something today.
And that's why you come to Tekken's Nina Williams and Death by Degrees.
That's right.
Can we get a Croc scientist in to, like...
Confirm.
Confirm or refute that?
I feel like I've learned enough at this point. I don't really need an expert about it. I mean, the gibbet thing, like, sure, that makes sense. I just do not need to hear the word croc hole again.
Yeah, now that I know the word. Anyways, we're just gonna get accosted by Kung Fu guys from now on.
Oh, God.
And the worst part is they move too fast for my grenade. Except for that guy. The grenades are so hard to use, but every time someone, like, flies across the room with them, it feels very satisfying.
I do like the, like, look and feel of now when you walk into a room, you just get immediately assaulted and you have no fucking chance to do anything about it.
It happens a couple times.
I also like that these guys just take out swords.
Yeah.
Yeah, they also have weapons. That's the other thing. Like, some of the guys previously might have like guns or like shields. These guys explicitly have like swords and stuff.
And they explicitly have a move where they pull it out, swing it once, and then put it back.
Yeah.
Very efficient.
Anyways, these guys are big. That's the thing that's different about those enemies, and I think that means that you can't break their necks from behind.
Okay.
I think throws just get turned into normal throws. They also have a lot of HP.
And they've got like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Masters, like, freaking, like, arm thing.
Yeah,
I mean, Chirps, it makes sense. I'm 6'7", and I've never had my neck snapped.
it's true. And I feel like if I tried to snap your neck, I would, like, die.
I'm
So-
a petite 5'10", and my neck gets snapped all the time.
Yeah. You're, like, always going out to the grocery store, and they're like, vibe check, and then they break your neck.
Then they'll daintily throw a little grenade at me.
And in the middle of 6'2", my neck just hurts always, generally. It's,
That's tragic.
yeah.
That's why the perfect height for a man is 6 feet exactly.
Yeah.
6 feet under.
Just get rid of the neck entirely.
Whoa.
It only really causes trouble.
Yeah, we should just have, like, floating heads.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Like Rayman, my hero.
Or like
Yeah.
a Dullahan.
Yeah. Just pop that motherfucker right off.
Yeah. When I don't need it, I don't
Yeah.
want it. It's like taking off my glasses.
Want to take a shower but not get your hair wet? Get rid of it.
Yeah.
I love how she opens a door every time. Like,
I gotta make sure no one sees me in this motherfucking outfit.
it's like she's house sitting and she's like, oh my god, I heard a noise.
Yeah.
Can I open this door without the kid running out?
Also, a little hard to tell from this angle, but the opening cutscene where we were having our fighting tournament that we won, this is that room. The stage directly here is where we were fighting.
I like how you can sort of see the flames on their outfit in the X-ray vision.
Yeah, it's good. It lets you know kind of where you are on the body in case you couldn't tell by the bones.
Oh my god, you killed that man so hard he flipped over.
Oh god. The angles on their skull when you look at them head on make them look absolutely furious. I very much like that.
Yeah, well, they specifically picked these guys because they, like, have permanent angry eyes. That's just how their body was born.
Well,
it wasn't me.
Anyways, here are the needle knives. You can just toss them. They don't do a lot of damage, but it's very funny.
big guy walks by, sees you doing that, was very much like, well, he's 5'8", this happens, that's fine.
Yeah, nothing I can do about that guy. Look, you think it's tactical, but really, it feels like Tekken's Nina Williams is just, like, picking trash up on the ground. Like, I really hope there's something attached to this. Mm-hmm. It could be anything.
Well, no, if we were watching the cutscene earlier, we would have known Frederick Parker loves energy drinks.
It's true.
And hates putting them in the trash can.
Yeah, well, he left it there because he only finished it about halfway.
And Nina drinks the rest.
Yeah. By the way, keep that red robot in mind.
Frederick Parker is like the one guy who puts like half-empty cola cans just on like bridges.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he comes back to drink them once they're like warm and kind of like out of carbonation.
Yeah, like a week later.
Yeah. And that's why no one really likes him on this boat.
Honestly, though, I'm glad he's like trapped on his boat now, so we city dwellers don't have to deal with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was really annoying walking around like New York and just having that be around. You're like, oh, Frederick was here again.
I feel like that was the last one was like the one door Nina should have looked behind herself when going through because there was a guy attacking her.
Mm-hmm.
No, we just snuck behind him. He didn't notice. So, first of all, the poster design in this game, exquisite.
Oh, that's Jack.
I would do anything for Jack.
Yeah, they've got a lot of these around. These ones are just posters for Tekken 3 and 4.
I mean, why not? Hey.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, like, there were things that happened in the universe.
It's true.
But Jay, like you said, Nina Williams, I don't think should look behind her because, the rules of etiquette say that, like, whenever a lady opens her door, you should not pay attention to her.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. But so this is what we're collecting fingerprints for. There are lockers throughout the game that are attached to the codes given by the fingerprints of the random mooks that we kill. And so sometimes they'll have items in them, sometimes they'll have, information that we can use. Like, we're just going to rifle through this guy's diary about the tournament.
So this is just basically a room filled with, like, optional stuff?
Yeah, you never have to go here. But if you do and you have the codes, you can open it up and you can get like weapons or like health, like the meal items and stuff like that. This one just happens to have lore.
I like the idea of being a hired mercenary and still keeping a diary.
And
Yeah.
also saying the word heck multiple times.
Well, he's a nice mercenary. Also think it's cool that he was like, yeah, there was like this real babe that that won the tournament. Now I don't have any money.
That's why you always bet on Babe.
That's right.
Wow, I can't wait to check each of these lockers individually.
We are not going to check each of the lockers.
Oh, cool. This guy just had a
Hell
katana
yeah.
in his locker.
Excuse me, it's a Dodokuni. It is superior to the katana.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's like the sequel to katanas.
Is there a headband in there too? With a metal plate on it?
Yeah. There's got to be one guy on here who has a Naruto headband.
There has to be.
Maybe we'll come back later and try to find him.
You'll never get into that locker because he burnt off all his fingertips.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. But so while we're down here on the first floor, we're gonna just take a look at some stuff that you gotta keep in mind for later. There's a lot of note-taking in this game after we kill a bunch of guys.
Mm-hmm.
I like that you have 105% out of your tonfas.
Yeah, so, well, you get 100% for each tonfa. So because we're dual-wielding tonfas, we have 200% tonfa.
Wow.
Yeah. So when they sit like that, you get a special move that you can use if you try to hit the grab button, where you jump on his knee and then kick him in the face. There's so much cool contextual stuff that's just really hard to do because they have to be standing or sitting or kneeling in that exact position. If they're anywhere else on the ground, you're just not allowed to do a cool thing.
I mean, that's basically Tekken. Everyone's got 100 moves, and you need to, like, set your mind to, like, 1,200, like, different tiny situations.
Yeah. Like, I think there's one that if they're, like completely on their back, but not dead on the ground, you have a contextual move where you just, like, dig your heel into their chest. So stuff like that. This is also the hardest camera in the game.
Oh, yeah. You know, this is still nothing compared to, like, Yakuza 1 and 2, where every street had, like, a different fixed camera angle, and every, like, change of the fixed camera angle, you would have a loading screen.
Mm-hmm.
God, I could not imagine. That's a nightmare. But, you know, that's why those games... That's why those games made an impression.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I mean, let me tell you, Yakuza 2, I was, like, 17 at the time. Ideal game for a 17-year-old to play.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can imagine, yeah.
It taught me a lot about life, and about being a man.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And the first one taught you a lot of words you really shouldn't say anymore.
or on television. But so, we've been messing around enough. It's about time that we go and check on that executives meeting. Hopefully that's still going. Maybe they're, like, doing closing statements.
Oh, they probably took a lunch break. You know how executives are.
Yeah. Well, I hope so, because these guys keep popping up and I'm sick of them.
They're trying to bring in extra snacks and tiny sodas to the boardroom, but you keep knocking them over. Oh, that was the end of the video.
Yeah!
Very climactic.